and welcome to Tip Jar Guitar. You can go to tipjarguitar.com to sign up for my email newsletter and get some really nice free chord sheets and blank chord sheets and tab as well. And then you can also go and get this. Well, if you want to support this, the YouTube channel, you can go to patreon.com/tipjarguitar. And there you can actually download the materials that I'm using for this lesson, as well as get some cool practice tracks to practice along to. So this is a Sunrise Fingerstyle Blues in G, and the number is ts007. So we're going to go over it. We have all the chords here. I also have a warm-up sheet. And well, one more thing, one way that you can also help me out is by going to bit.ly/guitar tricks trial. And there, if you go there, you'll get a free 2-week trial. And it's a great site. I am affiliated with it. You send some money my way if you do that, so I appreciate that. Now, first we're going to go with this warm-up sheet that I made. And, well, we're going to use a G chord, and the G chord is going to be a G5. So here's the G5 that we're going to use, and the way that we play that is you put your 2 finger behind the 3rd fret of the low E, then you take your 3 finger behind the 3rd fret of the B, and then your pinky behind the 3rd fret of the high E. And the one trick here is notice that you're not playing the A. So this finger is coming at an angle and muting that A. So if I played it with a resting strum, it would sound like this. So there's the G5, and in the warm-up sheet we're just going to be staying on the G5 right here. In the first 4 measures, all we're going to be doing is using our thumb, which is P. So that's why that P is above everything here. And we're going to be playing quarter notes, which are these notes with filled in note heads and a stem. And notice there's 4 of them per measure. We're just going to be playing an alternating bass. But one trick here is that you want to, this is I, M, and A. You leave I on the 3 string, M on the 2, and A on the 1. And now make sure your thumb or P is straight. You don't want it bent like this. You want it straight. And you want to just come off the side and out. But we're skipping the A string. If you want, you can leave the pinky on the pickguard too if you feel comfortable with that. And that way, by leaving these fingers down, you get used to having this part of your hand be stationary. So the first 4 bars just go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar 2, 2, 3, 4, bar 3, 2, 3, 4, bar 4. So play it nice and loud, and just do that as much as you need to get comfortable. You can do it for more than 4 bars if you like. And in bars 5 through 8, we're going to be playing a treble note on beat 1. So we're going to be pinching on beat 1 in this measure 5 here. We're going to use our I finger, which is your index, on the 3 string. So we pinch just like this. And then the rest is the same. So it's bar 2, we pinch with the M, so I'm kind of peeling them off here. That's bar 2. Bar 3, we pinch with the A on the high E. Then back to M. So that's getting into playing the treble notes with your fingers, and then the alternating bass with your thumb. So all of these are really important to get used to. Everything should be perfect, and just keep that groove with your thumb back and forth. So again, measures 5 through 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could repeat this, and so forth. So definitely repeat that bars 5 through 8 to get comfortable with playing a pinch on the first beat of each measure. And now when you come to bars 9 through 12, we're actually going to be playing on beats 1 and 3. Because see, we have 1, 2, 3. We're going to play pinches. So this is going to sound like this. If I play these measures 9 through 12, sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again. So every time we play the bass now with our thumb on the 6th string on beats 1 and 3, when you're playing that 3rd fret, you also are going to pinch. So that's how that works, and keep playing that till you get comfortable with that. And now let's come to the last part here of the warm-up sheet, measures 13 through 14. Well, we're going to be pinching on each quarter note now. See how that works there? Every single alternating bass, we're going to have an associated pinch. So this might be a little bit tricky at first, but this is the way it sounds. So that was measures 13 and 14, so up to here. So I'll play that again. Pinch, pinch, and just the bass. You can repeat that. One more time. And then measures 15 and 16, the last two of the warm-up, are going to be the same thing, a pinch on each measure, but now notice the pattern is going to be a little different. We're going to start on the high E with our A finger. One more time. Excuse me. So you can play through this whole warm-up now, and I'll have a practice track with it too, to get everything, all the skills that you need to successfully tackle the song. So here, what we're going to do is go back to the song sheet. And again, the link for this will be for the Patreon with the lesson materials will be in the description. And then you'll see that we'll be using some other chords too. So G is the 1 chord. Then we're going to play a C sus2. Same idea there, and I always mute the low E with my thumb. Still muting the D with that angle of the finger, open G. You might notice that's like looks like a C add 9. It would be a C add 9 if I played this note on the 2nd fret of the D, but since that's the 3rd, when we take it out, we're not adding, we're suspending. So that's a C sus2 instead of a C add 9. And then you have a D sus4/A. And the reason it's a /A is because we're playing the A in the bass. So it's really a D sus4 chord, but normally that's just played strings 4 through 1. But now that we're playing A in the bass, it's a /A. So that's what that means. A is in the bass. And then there, you're not playing the 6th string. Alright, so when we look at bar 1 and 2, it's the same as our warm-up here. We're holding that G5. You can see the G5 chord is there, so you hold that down. And then on beats 1 and 3, on both of these measures, we pinch. So I'll play it up to this part here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you play measures 1 and 2. And then here, notice in measure 3 and 4, it's that exercise that we did at the end where you pinch on every quarter note, and then this measure you just play, you know, one pinch and then alternating bass. So that sounds like this. So measures 1 through 4 together will sound like this. So that's on the 1 chord there, G, and then we're going to go to the 4 chord for measures 5 and 6, C sus2. So hold that down. All you do, of course, is just put your 1 finger or 2 finger down. Now again, you're muting the D here, and it might feel a little funny because your thumb is going to go all the way down here. And now we're going to go and, you know, start with a pinch on the high E on beats 1, and then beat 3 we're going to pinch on the B. So this measure here, will sound like this. So that, and I'm still using my A and M there just to stay consistent. And the thumb is definitely still going to take the G because you want to feel that alternating bass with your thumb. So again, you know, P is your thumb in there. So, you know, when it's stacked, you can see the P's there and the A is there. So hopefully that's very clear. If you have trouble with this, you can also take up my guitar coaching, and you know, I can send you personal messages and videos and work on things just for you. And I also have Skype lessons available too. You can check that out at tipjarguitar.com. All right, so then here we go to the same thing. Measure 6 is the same as measure 5. So measures 5 and 6 together just sound like this. And then here in measure 7, it's the same as measures 3 and 4. So nothing changes here. Notice that's all the same. We just go back to G though, so you hop that finger up. These fingers here are going to be anchor fingers that you pivot on throughout the whole song. So those are just going to stay there. And then, you know, you do the same thing here. Pinch, 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 pinch. So there, you know, there, just like in the warm-up, the hard thing when you're doing all those pinches is to keep alternating the bass. Alternate the bass back and forth. Don't hold on one string. If you're doing that, take your time and slow down and learn how to do it better. All right, so then we're going to come to the next and final line where we go to the D sus4/A. So the only thing we do there is take our 1 finger down to the 2nd fret of the G. Then we're going to start on the A string. Now with our alternating bass, we don't skip a string finally. We're just going there to the D. So we're going A, D, A, D, and then we pinch on the beats 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3. So you're pinching on 1 and 3. So here you just go like that, and then you just lift that 1 finger up, put the 2 down to go to C add 9. Play that same, this is the same thing we played before. So when you put those 2 measures together, it sounds like this. One more time there. Like that. So that was measures 9 and 10 together. And then finally here, when we get to the last two measures before the repeat symbol, if you want to repeat it, you're going back to G5, so hop that 2 finger back up to the bass there. And then we're going to do that exercise that was at the very end of the warm-up. then you can repeat and play this as many times as you want. Just go back, and then finally when you want to end, just play a G5. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that lesson.